Sunset hit ranked this act, and you're gonna need this video to help you keep climbing. Sunset, based in LA, is a beautiful map with 2 bomb sites and a very huge emphasis on mid. Although Sunset is one of the bigger maps, it has many small enclosed spaces that favor and reward fast and aggressive gameplay. Today, I'm gonna be talking about the key features and areas of the map, the best agents to play, and what you should be doing to win and master your Sunset games. On Sunset, unlike most maps, the barriers are close to each other. This means that when those barriers drop, there will be a lot of fighting happening earlier on in the round for teams that want to contest areas of the map like A or B main. With the connecting walls and lanes so close together, it'll make abilities that go through walls like Chamber TP, Breach Stun, and Omen's Flash have insane value. There's also only one door on this map, which is located in B market / mid. This is a door that you can close, similar to Ascent, and is breakable. Now let's go through the general layout of the map. You want to be creative. Sunset gives players a lot of versatility when it comes down to how you'd like to retake or execute on the site. This map is pretty straightforward and has a 3-lane approach. There are already a lot of pros that are calling it Ascent 2.0. Starting on A, this site is a lot smaller, with its entrances being split and having narrower entry choke points. To the right of A site is Elbow, which includes an alleyway. There are several boxes and cubbies for both attackers and defenders to hide behind. These will take time to clear, so be careful of judges and shotguns. In terms of retaking A, the site itself doesn't seem too hard to clear. It's the other areas adjacent to it like Elbow and Main that could make the retake troublesome for the defenders. Over on B, the site is a bit different and is much more open. In many ways, it reminds me of Split B, where there's a huge pillar structure in the center, but unlike Split, you can actually plant around the entire area of the pillar. This can allow for some great post-plant situations since you have a variety of choices for where to plant. When it comes to attack, unlike mid or A, which have 2 lanes to get to the site, B only has 1 choke point unless you're going through mid to split B. With this in mind, you might often see the B site played by the sentinel of the team. The rotations in general are much more defender friendly than attack, as it's faster for the defender team to rotate between sites. For instance, if attackers are going A, defenders can easily rotate through mid to get to A link or fast flank through tiles in A lobby. On Sunset, it's super important to prioritize key areas of the map. The main areas that will be contested early will be both mid and A main. When defaulting, it's very important that you try to figure out which is the strong and weak side of the map based on how the enemy team is fighting or contesting areas of the map. Getting mid control is important on any map, and Sunset is no exception. For both defenders and attackers, it'll be a heavily contested spot because it gives attackers the ability to either go B market for a B split or through top mid for an A split. Having control of top mid as an attacker will deny a lot of information for the defenders on where you'll be hitting, and you can also prevent rotations through mid. You should really never be giving up all of mid on defense because it gives the attackers numerous angles to come and fight from. Whether you're playing offense or defense, smoking off the choke point should be one of the first things to do, especially when defaulting. Having A main control, or at least making presence A main, is going to be super important in this map. Unlike B, which has a closer / more direct path to split, A is kind of on its own little island. And even though you technically can go mid to A, it can be very risky and you're putting yourselves pretty deep in enemy territory. What I could see happening if we don't make presence is a chamber, for example, putting up a trip top mid and holding a deep line for A main while the rest of the team stacks mid or B. On Sunset, it's a great time to be a lurker for your team. With the rotation route being a little shorter and so many opportunities to be a rat in these little corners, you can gain a lot of passive information for rotations, who's playing where, and get some free kills when the enemy has their back turned around. Now, before we get into the best agents to play on Sunset, I just wanted to quickly let you guys know that we've opened up 80 new spots for season 16 of the Immortal roadmap program. Inside the 6-week program, you'll work with me and a team of dozen Radiant coaches with VCT experience to help you hit Immortal Plus. All the spots filled up in just 3 weeks for the previous season, so make sure to use the link below to book a free call with me or one of my coaches to see if you'd be a good fit for a program. Now let's talk about some of the best agents to play on this map. First, let's talk about Raze. You need to have Raze on this map. Her paint shells, boombot, blast pack all give her the opportunity to take areas of the map by herself. For example, sending a Roomba through B main to clear behind B main box, or say you're splitting A with your team, Raze can solo clear Elbow. It reminds me of Bind, of just how self-sufficient Raze is to take and keep control of areas of the map. And on defense, there are a lot of areas across the map where you can use a satchel to hold angles from different elevations and off angles for free kills. Due to how much early fighting will take place on this map, having an agent like Raze to nade the entrance of B main off the rib will be huge in how successful the early take will be. The next agent that'll be great on Sunset is Omen. Similar to Lotus, there will be some great areas that can be one-wayed for early control. This map was made for Omen's TP and Paranoia. His TP will allow him to take advantage of the verticality of the map, and he'll be able to TP in all the corners and cubbies. For Omen's blind, it'll be great to use to contest the choke points early on. With how close the barriers and walls are to one another for both B and A A main, Omen's Paranoia will have insane value. It'll also be very helpful for retakes like through Elbow, B Market, or Boba. Next up is Breach. With this map having so many angles and cubbies, playing Breach will be a very strong pick to clear these areas out. Breach can help lead your team through those hard to get through areas and corridors with his flashes and stuns. Sunset has boxes, corners, and cubbies to hide behind, and with Breach's Aftershock, don't be afraid to use it to force someone to swing you from those rat spots like an A elbow or behind the box in B main. Breach's fault line on attack can also knock off people holding down mid, so your team can get across safely or even get a pick. Next up is Skye. Skye wasn't the second most picked agent in VCT for no reason. She's one of the best initiators in the game right now, and even despite her constant nerfs, she'll fit perfectly into Sunset. Skye will excel in gathering info with her dog and blinds, and being able to contest areas of the map early on, like A main or mid with her team. For example, she can clear all of A elbow and almost the entirety of A site. Skye's kit will provide huge value when it comes to taking and keeping control of these key areas of the map. Next up's Viper. Her wall alone will help you gain space and control over numerous areas of the map at the same time. For defending, a wall that covers mid and A site will give you so much value and control. And because Viper's orb is bigger than most controller smokes, they will serve better at covering the wider choke points like B main. Everyone loves Viper lineups, and Sunset already has some good ones. Her lineups with her mollies for the post plants will win you rounds. And don't forget Viper's ult, which can help secure rounds as well. Its size covers a good amount of each bomb site for post plant, or it can be used to control A main and B main on defense. Next up, Cypher. This map is Cypher's playground. There are so many effective areas for his utility. His camera specifically can fit in many of the windows, providing great early information. His utility is so versatile and strong, he'll be strong for both offense and defense. Speaking of defense, even his cages are awesome for one-waying the B site main entrance, paired along with a trip that's hard for attackers to break. Cypher is a perfect lurker for Sunset. Having the defenders so close at the barriers, at least one lurker on this map can prove to be incredibly effective. With so many rat spots across the entire map, Cypher is super powerful and can be very unpredictable for the enemy team if you're creative with his kit on this map. Next up is Fade. Whether it's a lineup or not, Fade's info with their easy to use utility will go crazy on this map. Again, this is what I mean by the creativity Sunset allows. The lineups with their haunts will make clearing large areas easy and unexpected for opponents. Fade is also going to be best paired with Raze. This duo combination of Fade's C's with a Raze nade at choke points on the map will cause chaos. Fade dogs can also help you clear corridors and cubbies, which you will be thankful for on this map. And last but not least, her ultimate is going to be exceptionally good as well. Because of its size, it'll cover the whole A and B bomb sites, showing you any potential opponents hiding on site and pushing them back. And lastly, Chamber. Chamber can hold multiple angles, especially choke points combined with his TP, to take those risky peeks for kills and get away. Chamber will be a complete nuisance with the amount of pressure his headhunter and ult will put on the attackers trying to go through mid. His trademark around corners like top mid or B main can catch flanks and other opponents for info or easy kills. The more creativity and spontaneity you have using Chamber, the more powerful he will be. There are a lot of plays you can use with his TPs through walls to help you become aggressive and get that early man advantage for your team. To summarize all our points, Sunset is a map that centers around fast-paced action where every second counts. If you're stepping onto this map, go in expecting aggression right when the barriers drop. On Sunset, your abilities and your utility will be your best friends. With all the angles, corners, cubbies, boxes, and corridors, you will have to have communication and coordination with your team to master this map and get some wins. This wraps up this video, and as always, thanks for watching.